So today we're going to talk about Microsoft 365 and the security applications that are built into Microsoft 365. We see other videos on the different applications within Office 365, but today we're just going to focus on security. Now remember, security ranges from everything from people getting in, right, access control, to securing your data, to privacy, and to compliance. It's a pretty full gamut. We're going to walk through briefly how these services work and what's available to you just within your Office 365 environment. This happens to be an E3 subscription to Office 365, so right in the middle, the one that costs around $13 a month. That is this version of Office 365. So how do we get started with Office 365? We just type in office365.com right there, office365.com, and we log in. Once we get into Office 365 here, we're just going to click on All Apps. Once you're inside of All Apps, you're going to see all of the apps. We're going to take these one at a time. Some of these are hidden, so make sure you bookmark the specific area within the video here if one of the areas sounds interesting. So let's go and take a look. The first thing we can start with really is the admin portal. The admin portal itself is a basic area to manage users, to set up users. You can also, if you select there on Show All, you can go into these different admin centers, security, compliance, identity, things like that. So you can manage your environment. So if we reduce security, for example, it's going to go ahead and open up, show us a security score for our environment, and also give us some suggestions on managing our environment. Notice threat, SOC reports, things of that nature. This is an important part of the Microsoft suite, being able to drill into the admin center and really take a look. Now, you may not have access to the admin center. Depending upon your rights within the system, you may be limited to some of these solutions that we'll be going through. But the admin center, absolutely a great place to start to look at things within the environment. The next place we're going to go to is compliance. Now, when you select compliance, you're going to go ahead and open up what is called the Compliance Center, and it's going to pop open to this Management Center here, which is kind of their old look and feel. They've been doing some updating here, and in fact, you can see here they're retiring this portal at the end of 2024. So let's give you a more updated view by selecting on Go to New Portal. When you do that, you pop right into this portal itself. So this is the Compliance Center, right? So we're right here under Compliance. But what you're going to notice here is there's a lot of applications. We're going to talk about some of these applications on our screen today, and you can get to these in different places. But notice here, for example, Purview here, we're not seeing that right here on the front page, right? We're drilling into it through this Purview Center. So just be aware that some of these apps tend to be a little hidden sometimes. So you just want to make note of that. So let's click on View All Solutions within this portal. And I think this is a great place to kind of get started from a what does all of this do? All right, so some of this is paid, so you have to pay for some of these features. Some of them are free, and I'll try to indicate which ones are free and paid. But it's pretty simple. When you select a certain area, you're going to get an audit. You can pull up audit trails. You can look at your settings, risk and compliance. There's lots of information here, records management, retention, file plans. You can do all of that. So depending upon what you want to do, here you have that risk and compliance area, the compliance manager itself, on how you are stacked up against certain compliance that you want to do, right? You want to mitigate your compliance work, and then it's going to come and ask you what it is that you're trying to be compliant with. So all of those definitely part of this solution, and you can select to try this solution and look at its costs here. Okay, so if we go back to the Purview, we're going to see multiple things, and I apologize. I got a little distracted there. Let's go back into compliance because I want to show you some of the other apps that are there as well. One of them is Defender. Now, Defender says this is what your score is, where you need to go, identity. It'll give you threat intelligence. You can look at different alerts, Sentinel. Now, some of these are free and some of them require licensing, so you need to see which ones you want to use. But Defender is a great way to really defend your identity, your data, your apps, and it gives you ways to improve your score as well by simply selecting here, and it's going to go down and say, this is what you need to do, and here are the points you're going to receive, and here are some of the things that are working in your environment. All right, so Defender, absolute great tool. Another tool hidden within this gem here, let's open back up compliance again. We'll let that load for a minute. Oh, it's already loaded. We'll go to the new portal. And here you're going to find in this connected or Entra, I'm not sure Entra, how they do that. You can see all the products within here as well. And really Entra is that comprehensive solution about, for example, Azure Active Directory, permissions management. They have like a verified ID and ID governance, workload, that type of thing. So it's really about access, network access into your environment. So again, you can get that through these selections here and through these other related portals. For in this example, Microsoft on Entra and Defender were both two that we looked at. Purview is also available, and this is really focused around your privacy type of stuff. So this is going to be your PII, things of that nature that you can access. You also have on there the Service Trust portal right here, Microsoft Service Trust. What this does is helps you kind of manage the environments as you're getting up to regulatory standards. Now, it's important to remember that all of this and the controls and things like that, all of this information is important as you're developing your certification paperwork, where you can actually inherit some of the controls that exist within Office 365. So you could drill, for example, into Office 365 here into FedRAMP, and you can begin to see some of the documentation that they have, and you can access that information and make those part of your certification track. So that in an overview really is a lot of the security related applications that you have available. Remember, in review here, admin is for that daily management of your Office 365 environment, and then compliance is that gateway that you're going to get into the Microsoft Purview portal and all of these other solutions and tools that you can select on that may not be as obvious to you where they are, but you can see lots of great value within this tool set.